Francis Ngannou, heavyweight champion in the UFC, to have knee surgery, faces a 9-month recovery following his UFC 270 win. Listen, brother, he tore the MCL and he damaged his ACL. It's going to take about 9 months, probably at least, of recovery time. And he won't undergo surgery until after he visits Cameroon. So he's even putting off the surgery a little bit, man. The question that I have for you on this one, brother, is that, first off, we already had hints that this might be Ngannou's last fight with the UFC. This is not helping matters at all. And I could understand the UFC being petty and saying, we're going to strip you of your belt because you're not able to defend it. We're going to set up another interim championship fight. I just feel like this is all signs are leading towards there's going to be a new heavyweight champion by the end of 2021, and his name is not going to be Francis Ngannou. Not because Francis Ngannou is going to lose the belt via in octagon competition, in octagon results, but it's going to be kind of like a Horiguchi. Kyoji Horiguchi. You know what I mean? He got hurt and he had to just vacate his belt. I think this is going to be a situation like that. What do you think?
I think so, man. If not, they're going to set up a John Jones versus Stipe Miocic interim championship. Hopefully. That'd be cool. That'd be cool to see. I'd be down with it. And then they all fight each other. Unification again. Sucks for Francis Ngannou, though, man. That's a real rough one right there. Yeah. Especially, MCL isn't the worst, so it's good his ACL is still intact, but being damaged, which is a little more scary because they can't really do anything for it. Yeah. It's just it's damage, partial tear, so they can't really fix that. They're not going to cut it and then give you a new one. Yeah. They're just gonna say get stronger. So that's homeboy's already strong enough. The fact that he fought on that torn MCL, partially torn ACL, it's a rough one, man. Rough.
Yeah, what does this mean though? I don't want to be over dramatic here. Don't get me wrong, man. But one of the things that I just keep thinking about is what? It's not wasted talent. Don't get me wrong. But what a career the man could have if these contract disputes weren't happening. Where would he go down in the history, in the annals of the heavyweight division in terms of champions? He could be one of the best of all time. But these are the things that are kind of hindering that, you know what I mean? The contract disputes, the, fighting infrequently, now the injury. If he leaves the UFC, this is the end. You finish as, yes, you were the heavyweight champion, but you had one title defense. That's not the greatest of all time. That's not no John Jones 11 title defenses or anything like that, man. He is already older. He's about 35 years old, man. Do you think that in another timeline, in another reality, Francis Ngannou could truly have been the greatest to ever do it?
Oh, yeah, man. He has full potential, and even though he's 35, he fights like he's a young 28-year-old, man. This dude has a lot behind him and a lot going for him. I'm curious now with seeing how everything kind of unfolded, and now that the injuries, been pronounced and everybody knows about it. I'm wondering if the contract disputes, the injury happened, and then the contract disputes came because Francis Ngannou thought, well, if I get injured, and I don't do this, what's going to be happening. So I think that might have been playing a little bit more into it and why Francis Ngannou wanted more money, because they do. They obviously you sign a contract, so it's rough to say they need to pay you more. But it's a little rough when that's all your income. So, and you get injured, now you're out. Oh man, it's hard, because I do think Francis Ngannou has the skills and the repertoire and the talent to be able to go and be one of the greatest we've seen in a long time. Man, he's a very scary individual. But when life happens, you can't always, you can't catch that curveball that life throws. So it's a real rough one to see happen to Francis Ngannou, especially very, very talented fighter. Rough one.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think part of the issue too is that the man generally fights one time a year. You're making $600K. Listen, Tyson Fury makes $30 million for one fight. You know what I'm saying? It's it's not the same. And I do think one of the things he pointed out is that the UFC also doesn't offer really insurance for the fighters. So it's you're on the hook for all of that stuff, man. So there is a good point, and I do think that Francis Ngannou is being more or less of a martyr, and he is taking a stand, kind of being like a Muhammad Ali in a way, where there's going to be change coming from his decisions to not just say, okay, I'll shut up and I'll take the money. No, that's not good enough. I need more. We need more as fighters, all that. The Logan Paul situation, as much as we don't even want to talk about the dude, he is bringing awareness to the fighter pay and to unionization for the fighters. Is it going to happen? I don't think so. I think it's too individualistic of a sport for it to happen. But I do think that thinking about it and talking about it is important. So I'll just leave that for that.